Welcome to Starship TV. We just watched a good film today called Summertime, released in 1955. Arrival in Venice. Jane Hudson arrives by train in Venice, excited and anxious. She begins filming everything with her 8mm camera. She marvels at the canals, architecture and culture, but also feels the pangs of solitude, the pensione. Jane checks into Signora Fiorini's quaint boarding house. She meets the Jaegers, who are friendly and represent modern, relaxed American tourists. Jane, by contrast, is stiff and overly formal. First walk around Venice. Jane roams the streets of Venice, experiencing a sensory overload. She's enchanted but also self-conscious and emotionally guarded. The Red Goblet. While browsing an antique shop, Jane notices a striking red Murano glass goblet. She feels a mysterious connection to it and its surroundings, but leaves without buying. The romantic encounter begins. Jane returns to the shop and meets Renato, the owner. They begin talking, and there's instant chemistry. Jane is both drawn to and wary of him. Cafe scene. A key moment where Jane and Renato dine together in a moonlit piazza. A musician plays nearby, and romance begins to bloom. Jane, hesitant yet delighted, sips wine and begins to relax. Doubt and resistance. Jane discovers that Renato is separated, but still legally married. She wrestles with her feelings, unsure whether to pursue a relationship that challenges her morals. Day trips and bonding. Jane and Renato explore Venice together, visiting St. Mark's Square, riding gondolas, walking down narrow alleys. A montage of intimate dialogue-light scenes conveys their deepening bond. Confronting the truth. Jane meets Vito and realizes Renato has a more complicated life than she expected. The idealized romance begins to fracture as reality sets in. Emotional high point. In a passionate scene, Jane confronts Renato. Torn between societal expectations and her desires, she opens herself to love while acknowledging its impermanence. The farewell. Jane decides to leave Venice. Renato tries to stop her, asking her to stay. In a powerful closing sequence at the train station, he brings her a gardenia, her favorite flower, as the train pulls away. Final shot. As the train departs, Jane holds back tears, gazing out the window. She leaves Venice transformed, heartbroken yet awakened, her inner life forever changed. Cinematic and production notes. Filming location. The entire film was shot on location in Venice, a rare choice at the time, capturing the real city's beauty and atmosphere with vivid Technicolor cinematography. Director David Lean, known later for Lawrence of Arabia and Dr. Zhivago, brought a sensitive, poetic touch, turning Venice into almost a character of its own in the story. Cinematography by Jack Hildyard earned praise for its vibrant use of light and color to reflect the emotional state of the characters. Kathrine Hepburn insisted on doing her own stunts, including falling into a Venice canal, which caused her to develop a chronic eye infection she endured for the rest of her life. Interesting facts. The original play, The Time of the Cuckoo, was less romantic and more melancholic. David Lean softened and visually enriched the tone for film audiences. The film was a critical success, especially praised for its mature treatment of love and loneliness. Hepburn received an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress for her performance. Venice tourism reportedly surged after the release of the film, due to its vivid and romantic portrayal of the city. The music score includes traditional Italian songs and an original theme, helping create a timeless and nostalgic mood. Themes of the film. Loneliness versus connection. Jane's journey represents the struggle between safety and solitude, and the risk of emotional vulnerability. Cultural contrasts. American reserve versus Italian passion is explored through character interactions and visual contrasts. Romance in midlife, rare for its time, the film offers a deep, respectful look at love beyond youth, framed with dignity and realism. Directed by David Lean. Produced by Ilya Lopert for London Film Productions. Distributed by United Artists. Filming location, entirely shot on location in Venice, Italy. Based on the play, The Time of the Cuckoo by Arthur Laurent. Main cast and characters. Katharine Hepburn, as Jane Hudson, a middle-aged, unmarried American schoolteacher visiting Venice for the first time. She's hopeful yet vulnerable, longing for romance and deeper meaning in life. Rossano Brazzi as Renato de Rossi, a charming, cultured Italian antiques dealer. Sophisticated and confident, he becomes Jane's romantic interest, but hides a complex personal life. Isa Miranda as Signora Fiorini, the warm-hearted and observant Italian owner of the Pensione boarding house where Jane stays. Darren McGavin as Eddie Yeager, a younger American tourist traveling with his wife, contrasting Jane's solitary experience. Mari Alden as Phil Yeager, Eddie's cheerful, easygoing wife, who gently encourages Jane to relax and enjoy Venice. Jeremy Spencer as Vito de Rossi, Renato's teenage son who unexpectedly befriends Jane and plays a role in her personal revelations. Gaetano Autiero as Mauro, a streetwise Venetian boy who sells postcards and befriends Jane, giving her glimpses of the local life. Starship TV gives this film a 4.5 out of 5 stars. If you like travel, Venice, Italy, Kathrine Hepburn, and a good story, you'll enjoy this film thoroughly. David Lean creates a beautiful postcard for the city of Venice along with a nice story. Starship TV highly recommends this fine film. Until next time, we'll see you later. Thanks for joining.